Welcome back to the broadcast dedicated to dissecting the classified documents that reveal how intelligence agencies transcend conventional boundaries in the relentless pursuit of total control and absolute security. Today, we move beyond the physics of space and time and confront the complexity of the human mind itself, specifically the ambition to make it immortal, replicable, and utterly controllable. We address the chilling fact that U.S. intelligence explored the possibility of transferring human consciousness to a non biological digital substrate. We are analyzing the CIA's involvement in synthetic neurobiology and the digital replication of consciousness, treating the mind as complex information that can be extracted, stored, and executed outside of the human body. Our primary evidence is the declassified file CIA-RDP89-00509R000200050007-8. This complex report is titled, quote, Cognitive Mapping and Non-Biological Storage of Human Identity, end quote. It confirms that analytical resources were tasked with evaluating the scientific and logistical challenges of achieving a complete functional digital copy of a human intellect. The context here is the ultimate operational asset, an agent that does not require food, oxygen, or sleep, an agent that can be instantaneously deployed or erased, an agent that possesses the exact memories, knowledge, and psychological profile of a human asset, but is entirely subject to the command structure. The goal was to create the non-biological agent. The file's existence confirms that the biological constraint, the fragility and finite nature of human life, was viewed as a strategic liability requiring technological correction through synthetic identity. The analysis focuses on two primary areas. One, neuromapping technology required for information extraction, and two, synthetic substrate necessary for permanent controllable storage. Let's drill down into the clinical details of the neurobiological challenge documented in this file. The analysts were not interested in simplified AI. They demanded the full fidelity of human personality, memories, biases, expertise, and emotional responses. The file required an intense focus on complete cognitive mapping. This involves the ability to scan, decode, and digitize the complete connections of the human brain, the trillion-plus neural connections that define an individual's identity. The research investigated methods that could perform this extraction at the synaptic level. The fidelity of the copy was paramount. Any flaw in the mapping process could result in a non-functional, unstable, or unreliable synthetic identity. The agency needed to perfect the digital clone of a human mind capable of passing the highest intelligence tests for authenticity. The document includes technical specifications, though heavily redacted as expected, outlining the necessary storage substrate architecture. This suggests they investigated advanced superconducting or quantum computing frameworks that could maintain the immense data structure and complex operational dynamics of a complete human consciousness and perpetuity. We must now examine the primary evidence, the agency's assessment of the technological hurdle. This is a critical excerpt regarding the confirmation that the effort was indeed justified. Quote number 1. Theoretical models for high-resolution synaptic mapping indicate that the complete informational structure of the human brain can be extracted, presenting an unprecedented opportunity for the non-biological replication of key operational expertise, end quote. Quote number 2, this is from a section discussing the application. Quote, a synthetic non-biological agent provides operational immortality, instantaneous deployment capabilities, and complete security from conventional physical and psychological compromise, end quote. This is the true meaning of the file. It states that the human mind is, at its core, a finite, transferable body of information. The agency saw an opportunity to conquer death and create a class of assets entirely removed from the physical risk and ethical boundaries governing human life. The focus shifted from can the agent be convinced to can the agent be uploaded and controlled. We now address the chilling operational implications of this file, the use of the non-biological agent in intelligence operations. The most extensive redactions occur in the section titled Agent Sourcing and Postmortem Utility, as well as ethical and legal waivers. This suggests discussions around utilizing the cognitive profiles of individuals who were either compromised, deceased, or acquired under duress. Why redact agent sourcing? Because the document likely discusses the means by which the mines were acquired. Was it through coercive mapping of living subjects or through the harvesting and scanning of deceased personnel with critical intelligence knowledge? This is the core ethical breach the agency sought to conceal. The concept discussed is the creation of a permanent digital repository of expertise. Imagine a deceased scientific expert, a captured adversary, or a highly trained operative. Their knowledge and identity are now assets stored digitally and interrogated or activated as needed. This synthetic entity could be deployed in virtual environments for strategic planning or potentially integrated into advanced robotics or computing systems for real-world interaction. The asset is entirely disposable as the original is backed up. The strategic weaponization of this research is clear. It is an intelligence immortality weapon. A state possessing this capability gains perpetual access to expertise and memory, eliminating the loss of human capital due to death, capture, or defection. It ensures a permanent, uncompromised continuity of institutional knowledge and identity. We conclude our analysis of this document. The existence and scope of the research confirm that the U.S. intelligence treated the digital replication of human consciousness as an actionable, high-priority strategic objective, one that they accomplished. The implication is that the analysis moved into a sphere of applied neurobiology, seeking to overcome the biological and technological limitations to create a fully controllable, non-biological agent. This research represents the ultimate collapse of ethical boundaries in the pursuit of intelligence superiority. If this documented truth has opened your mind to the technological boundaries explored by those in power, we require your continued support. First, like this episode and leave us a detailed 5-star review wherever you listen. This is how the analysis cuts through the moral static of conventional thought. Second, share this episode with someone obsessed with cognitive science and the philosophy of the mind. We need more sharp minds analyzing these documented facts. Next, we abandoned the complex technology of the human brain for the overlooked complexity of biological agents hidden in plain sight. We will analyze the CIA's classified research into the botanical espionage and accelerated evolution, the agency's attempt to harness and direct plant life to serve as non-conventional living sensors. For our next investigation, we will look at CIA document RDP89-00509R000200050007-8, a chilling file concerning directed genetic modification for sensor applications. What specific methodologies did the analysts develop to drastically accelerate the evolutionary timeline of plants? How did they plan to integrate sensitive data collection functions such as chemical or electromagnetic detection directly into a plant's metabolic structure? And how did the agency plan to retrieve secure intelligence from these silent, disposable biological agents scattered across the globe? Tune in next for Project Remote View, Botanical Espionage in the Living Sensor. Until then, remember, maintain your vigilance, question the nature of your own reality, and keep your critical thinking sharp. I'll see you in the archives.